A modest, poorly dressed woman steps into a glittering charity gala and becomes an instant target of judgment. Laughter, whispers, and cruelty rise until security escorts her out. She leaves quietly, carrying dignity that no one notices, and a truth no one suspects. The chandeliers above the ballroom glowed like stars, casting golden light over silk gowns and tailored tuxedos. Crystal glasses chimed, laughter echoed, and wealth moved through the room with confidence. Then the doors opened. The woman hesitated at the entrance, smoothing the sleeves of her faded gray coat. Her shoes were worn, her handbag old, but her posture was straight. She stepped forward anyway, guided by an invitation clutched tightly in her hand. Conversations faltered. Eyes turned. Smiles thinned. Whispers slithered across the marble floor. Is she lost? Who let her in? She doesn't belong here. She felt the heat of judgment press against her skin. Still, she walked, her footsteps quiet against the music. At the registration table, a volunteer glanced at her clothes and frowned, scanning the invitation twice as if hoping it would disappear. Before a word could be spoken, a laugh cut through the air. A well-dressed man stepped forward, his cufflinks catching the light. "This is a private gala," he said loudly, amusement dripping from his voice. "Not a soup kitchen." The room stilled. Faces turned openly now. Phones lifted, hungry for humiliation. "I was invited," the woman said softly, offering the card with steady hands. The man didn't even look. "Security," he called. "Please escort her out before she embarrasses herself further." 2 guards approached. The woman's cheeks flushed, but she didn't argue. She nodded once, as if accepting a verdict already decided. As they guided her toward the exit, laughter rippled behind her. At the doorway, she paused. Her eyes swept the room one last time, not with anger, but with something heavier. Sadness. Understanding. Resolve. She stepped into the cold night air, the doors closing behind her with a thud. Inside, the music swelled again, the crowd convinced the interruption was over. None of them noticed the empty seat reserved at the front of the stage or the name printed on it. And moments later, the CEO was about to begin his speech. The ballroom dimmed as the music faded, and a hush rolled across the crowd. Conversation stopped mid-sentence when the CEO stepped onto the stage, tall and calm, his presence commanding without effort. He waited, letting silence do what shouting never could. "Tonight," he began, his voice steady through the speakers, "is not about luxury. It is about generosity, courage, and quiet dignity." Polite applause followed, but unease crept through the room. The man continued, eyes scanning faces filled with expectation. "This gala exists because of one individual. Someone who believed in this cause long before it became fashionable. Someone who asked for no recognition." Whispers rose again. The arrogant guest smirked, folding his arms. The CEO paused. "She arrived tonight without headlines, without wealth on display, and without protection from your judgment." A ripple of confusion spread. The CEO turned toward the entrance. "Would you please bring her back inside?" The doors opened. Gasps cut the air as the woman stepped in, her gray coat still wrapped around her shoulders. The room froze. Faces drained of color. The laughter from earlier curdled into shame. The CEO descended the stage and walked to her, placing a gentle hand over his heart. "This," he said, guiding her forward, "is Eleanor Wright. The woman who funded our scholarships, rebuilt our shelters, and saved this organization from collapse." Murmurs erupted, louder now, frantic. "She grew up with nothing," the CEO continued. "She knows what it means to be unseen. And still, she gave everything." Eleanor's eyes glistened, but her voice remained soft. "I didn't come to be applauded," she said. "I came to see if kindness still recognized itself." Silence answered her. The arrogant man stared at the floor. Security shifted uncomfortably. Heads bowed. Expensive jewelry suddenly felt heavy, and tailored suits felt too tight, as if the truth itself pressed against them. The CEO faced the crowd. "Tonight, many of you showed me who you are. And she showed us who we should be. Applause began slowly, uncertain, then grew thunderous. Some clapped through tears. Others clapped to hide them. But Eleanor didn't smile. She only looked around, taking in the humbled faces, the cracked masks, and the sudden realization settling over the room, deep and unforgettable. As the lights brightened and the crowd stood in reverence, one question lingered unspoken in every heart, echoing louder than applause and regret. How many times had they turned away greatness, simply because it didn't look like them at all, in moments that mattered most, truly?